Howdy, howdy. So what's really strange is this all like the late night music on meditation music. I need it, man. This is like crazy shit. My little microphone it blocks out everything. So but anyway, so we got on the one hand this woman talking about pornography and men using porn and how it's like having a rapist in the house, and uh, and then you've got these women that are just grossed out by it, their wives or live-ins. I'm telling you, better watch out because the truth is going to come home to roost. I mean, just by the Planned Parenthood figures alone, abortion is like 400 million or something. I mean, basically the population of the United States is slaughtered every year. So, if we didn't have these wonderful population control people in place, we'd be ginormous. We'd be like China. Wouldn't everywhere? It would. I'm not saying I advocate population control. Oh no. Oh no. I think the whole system is developed with all the porn and everything, so men have to propagate their seed. I mean, they're just playing with our human nature, our physical nature. It's all a play. And I was looking at the, I did my own research on the, I gotta take this out, brain squeeze. Okay, so then we have the hair issue. But anyway, I did my own research about Texas, who owns, according to the FCC filings website, which I used to be on. Maybe I'm still there. I was wondering why, but so, bored. Someone else is living my wonderful life. So I looked into the FCC website. It's actually search results, FCC inspection, public inspection files, fcc.gov. And every single station, cable, radio, is owned by another state. Like in Austin, the Fox station is running out of DC. That's literally the owners. It's Washington, DC. But most of them are California, Long Island, New York, it's a big one, Virginia, Missouri, you name it. So, I mean, we knew they were all owned by the same people, but there are a few stations in Texas that are owned and run in Texas. Now, I wanted to look at KVUE because that's the one that I subscribe to and follow around on Twitter and harass. With, they do some good articles. And I want to tell you something about the, the ads when you're watching a YouTube video and they have these ads and they're tailored to you because if like you're looking for a boat, say on Craigslist or something locally, all of a sudden there'll be an ad for these beautiful boats or something, so they're like, it is so quick. So I kept getting these ads from DoorDash, and it always had these young girls saying, oh, I need to pay my rent. I guess I'll get a job at DoorDash. And all I have to do is, it's just so easy and da-da-da. And I'm like, they're sending young women to strangers' homes in their own car. Like, how it's like the predator having its prey show up at the door. It's like literally door-to-door service. So I went on Twitter and I said to them, I cannot believe that you're advocating young women to do this. And the next time I looked at a video, which was I don't know, the next day or something, The DoorDash commercials are there, only it's men this time. So the algorithm changed. I changed it because I complained. Now, does that mean that everywhere else it's men? No. They're just doing that for me so that I won't complain. I mean, it's like, but I don't think it's because so I won't complain. It's programming. We're the programmers, right? So if the algorithm isn't suiting us, can we perhaps change it by articulating what it is we do want? Yes, I think so. So if I don't want to have these horrendous ads, kind of triggering my sense of, I'm appalled at how unsafe women are in the world. But it's not just women. Women represent humanity because they're the ones that create the humans, right? So if it's a woman that's being targeted, that doesn't mean it doesn't apply to men. It means it applies to the entire race. So if women are the target, if women's ability to create life, which, you know, all the agendas, UN agendas and Gates and all that, to reduce the population through Planned Parenthood, I mean, it's probably part of the Gates Foundation. I don't know. I'm just saying that that is the target. It is women. So that's because they're creating the humans. So it's really just human. But and now it's like white humans, according to you know, another website. I don't commenters on Twitter saying that, oh, what was the T-roll? That's that heaven kind of political website. Sorry, I'll see if I can find a link in that because I get emails from them all the time, and their topic was, now it's white people being targeted. Well, yeah, they got a problem with white skin, black skin. I think the big computer thought we were the enemy. And the way people act, yeah, it wouldn't be a shock to derive that conclusion. So if we're the enemy and the big computer is supposed to preserve life, and we're not preserving life, okay, abortions doesn't preserve life. Porn does not preserve life. To me, those are two sides of the same coin. So the women are culpable and so are the men. So everybody is at fault. So does that mean we just, oh, we made mistakes, so let's just throw our hands up and look at that? No, we stop. And there is a remedy in one of these books that says, you receive pardon upon correction. Pardon. So then when your conscience is clear because you've stopped whatever the behavior was, not just apology. Apology is nothing. It's not about apology. I mean, if you apologize and you don't change what it is you do, what the hell is that? It's just lip service? Who fucking needs that anymore? Nobody needs lip service anymore. You know, and the people that talk, you know, sideways out of their mouth with their little sarcasm and ingest, and then they'll say exactly what you're trying to avoid. They'll say it like right out, just, you know, say the obvious of, you know, Murphy's Law or let's be the devil's advocate, you know, and all these people that are doing that. Do we even have time for that? It's like time is just dissolved, all right? So whatever it is we're doing has nothing to do with time. It has to do with that same thing about the porn and the abortion. It's like the women did not consider men when they started doing that. And I know a lot of men who had problems with that. And it just got worse with CPS, people taking the rights away and all that whole epidemic. I mean, they just like fuck with people on a massive scale. And you just, okay, so that's what they're doing. Big deal, right? But does that mean when we are aware of something that we're doing, we stop that behavior and we just go, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to donate. Well, we we do want to help women because we know basically they represent humanity itself. But we don't want to do it by people who are actually cutting down humanity by helping them, So this, like, the nonprofit thing is so exposed. The 501, being a nonprofit is basically sitting underneath the 501c3 code or C4 code, or whatever that code is. Just like these other codes, 203 or something, the statute that allows Twitter, Google, all of them to censor people and not have to call themselves an actual publisher, which is obviously what they are if they want to format the ideology with certain, clean parameters. And anything outside of that, any nominal variables, let's cut that out. By the way, if you've listened to anything I've ever said, you know that I consider myself one of those variables. It's the hardest for the AI to track, to reformat, or anything, because it's just going to be a surprise. And that's probably the best thing to be, is a surprise. So, I am listening. If anybody wants to say something in the chat or talk to me, now's your chance. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking because I just got started about this issue. So I'm looking up the FCC website because I've been on quite a few stations. I'm wondering who owns what, like who are the actual owners, some of these things. And it's interesting. It's interesting to see who's literally running the show. So stay curious. And I could say as a little outro, all kinds of things that I've heard. Be the light in you, live love, and just be, it doesn't work for me. It's time for us to express ourselves. And that expression is important. It's important to let it out audibly. If you're, being locked down for like a year, now it's literally past the year mark, but most people have found their 24/7 in a little hamster cage. And it's hard to break out of that. You just have to literally force yourself outside and go to a market and talk to somebody. Don't let them divert their eyes down to the floor. I mean, just getting someone to make eye contact anymore is huge, huge. And then, we just have to work our way back to it and get a hold of our humanity again, because that will be the measure. If people are in their minds, only in their minds, and you've had to learn to, I don't regret it. I think people are just way too outwardly expressed, and it's become much more defined. I mean, we've under this compression, they say iron sharpens iron. Well, it says that actually. Bye, brother. We're refined by our interaction, whether it's bumper cars or kissing. We're refined by our interaction with each other. That's really the only way. You can't do it by yourself. Nobody is really an island. We're an island stuck maybe to a patch of ocean. So we're all connected. Mike's Club. Oh, no. Thanks. Yeah. I like your channel, like I said, and I guess the profile picture's pretty nice, but I can't really tell what anybody looks like. I actually am almost nearly blind. Like, the glasses are just to read, otherwise I'm completely blind. But that's okay. And I had to lock the frickin' frack up into, their own suite so that I could, have some peace and quiet. Because I don't know if you can tell, but they like to run around and sit on the keyboard and do shit. And I've finally got them trained. You know, they say you cannot herd cats. Well, you know, these two rescue kittens that are now gargantuan, which I thought were female, you know, cute little sisters. Their balls popped out like last month. I was like, oh shit, they're males. So yeah, Frick gets up the tree, but then, you know, they finally figured out that their lives are in danger if they don't stay in the yard. Because like a big old deer came up yesterday, and we've had coyotes out here. So yeah, I might lose them, but that's life. I hope not. So anyhow, that's all I'm gonna say. I've been on here 15 minutes. Whoa. All right. Have fun, y'all. Have a lot of fun.